since the beginning of time, or at least from a long time ago. It's been a struggle, a battle through the ages. Neither side seems to gain dominance over the other for very long. As soon as there seems to be peace, boom, the other side launches an attack and seemingly strikes a lethal blow to their opponent. But when the blood and dust settles, the faithful to their cause align themselves again and grow even more determined to fight for that which they so strongly believe in. One side versus the other, seemingly forever. So much violence, so too many casualties, so much rage, so many different opinions, so many comments, so many posts, so many friendships strained, so many sneers. It's so too many eyes roll in silent disgust.
Yes, today we're talking about that epic battle between flat pedals versus clipless pedals. They both claim to be safer. They both claim to make you more efficient. One claims to make you a better mountain biker, while the other one claims to make you a more faster mountain biker. So the question is, which one do you choose? Let's look at it today. Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome to Newbie Mountain Bike Love. Thanks for tuning in again. And today we're going to look at that clipless pedal versus flat pedal. So we'll go out in the field and we'll try to do some real-time footage of both of these pedals, strengths and weaknesses, and see what's going on. And let's try to settle this war, this epic debate, this epic battle. The fighting's gone on long enough. Let's see if we can get some sort of a truce between both sides. Welcome to Newbie Mountain Bike Love. I'm Scott Higgins. Thanks for tuning in again. Again, I ask you, subscribe to the channel, pass it along to your friends, mention it, get some new people on, help me out. Okay, we're going to look at clipless pedal versus flat pedals. Before we get into some more of the technique and form things affiliated with each pedal and its strengths and weaknesses, let's talk about the clipless pedal real quick. Why is it called clipless pedal? When really, you think about it, a flat is clipless because you don't clip into a flat pedal, right? True. So how did clipless pedal get its name? When you clip into it, you're like, what? You clip into something called clipless. Well, the reason is because in 1984, that's when the clipless pedal was invented by a company called Look, who still makes pedals and bikes and other things. Before that, bicyclists, especially road bicyclists, used something called a toe strap. It was a metal stirrup with a leather strap, and it really just clipped your foot in it, bound it into place. Now, these toe straps was called a toe clip strap. Hence the word clipped in is when you had your toe strap in. So when it went to clipless, when Look created that design, it was a twist out motion to get off the bike, and they called that clipless. And then when mountain biking started growing 35 years ago, they incorporated clipless pedals into mountain biking as well, with specific related mountain bike designs on their pedals. So at that time, 30 years ago, the mountain bike trails were really kind of already there. They were either old hiking trails, they were motorcycle trails, or they were four-wheeler, or at that time, three-wheeler trails, and mountain bikers just started taking to them. So a lot of those trails weren't very technical, and it was an easy transition for a road cyclist, a roadie, to just transfer from a smooth, paved surface to kind of a smooth dirt surface, and then call it mountain biking. So when they switched the pedals, clipless, from road to mountain, they were used to unclipping to get out, so it wasn't that big of a deal, didn't affect form. They just went from riding hard on the road to riding hard on the mountain. That was 30 years ago, but since that time, trails have changed dramatically. Now let's talk about flat pedals. I'm not really sure when the emergence of flat pedals really caught on like it has been recently. I believe it would also be in the emergence of more technical trails and more skills-oriented trails where flat pedals kind of find their strength. So in 1993, the IMBA, the International Mountain Biking Association, started with about 1,200 members, and they were going to be advocates for trails and for building and for the mountain bike community to get grants from federal and local governments and work with communities. And now there are well over 40,000 people with like 400 sub-chapters and 200 clubs, and they've really grown. In my area, we have SORBA, Southern Off-Road Bicycle Association. These groups work with local, like I said, governments and communities, land management organizations, and various people, and they get grants and they'll help build trails, hand build trails. Now, when they hand build a trail, they will put features on this trail to make it challenging, make it exciting. They'll move some natural features around to build a rock garden. They'll have rock drops, they'll have jumps, and just various features they'll put on the trail that are more demanding and more technical and will require more skills. And that's what people are really looking for. And there's a reason why those trails are doing that. One reason is because bicycle manufacturers are building more capable mountain bikes than they did 30 years ago. My first mountain bike, I bought it 30 years ago, something like that. And most bikes in the store did not even have front suspension on them. And because it was just too expensive, it was kind of new. And so I rode almost every trail around I could find for a couple of years until front suspensions became cheaper, and then I had one installed on my bike. Now, you can go into any bike store or even a big box store, they're going to have some form of a front suspension on it. It is just a normal mountain bike feature. Now, not only do bikes now have front suspensions, they also have more capable frame designs. They have full suspensions, greater travel, better braking, dropper posts. Everything about the mountain bike has progressed and gotten more capable. And the trails have progressed right along with them. I can do things on my full suspension mountain bike and just glide right through some technical features without even thinking twice about that I would not have dreamt of even attempting to do on the old rigid frame and fork mountain bike that I owned 30 years ago. Okay, I bet you're thinking right now, he's getting off track. He's talking about trails. I thought we were going to talk about pedals. What's going on here? Well, I am talking about pedals. But let me approach it from this angle. So we've covered two things. More demanding technical trails we have today and more capable mountain bikes. But there is a third component that is the most important component of that. And that component is, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, you. You are the third component. It's your riding style must match up to your capable bike and these more technically challenged trails. Your form must evolve with the trails and the bike. It's like you must be in tune with what's going on around you. So if you have like a bike and you have trails that are singing one song, you better be singing the same song. If not, it's not easy to listen to, and you could wreck and could crash hard. And there's a really great way to work on your form to match the bike and the trail. And that technique and that form is learned by riding flat pedals. I know it doesn't make sense, but it will make sense by the end of this video. I'll show you how. And I want you to think about this. All mountain bike certification programs. Let's see, we've got the BICP, the PMBIA, the IMBIA. They all require all participants to ride flat pedals to get certified, to be a certified instructor. And when I went and got certified with BICP, the instructors were flat pedals, and they said we always ride flat, always. They always ride flat pedals, and these guys are good. And they're teaching level 1, level 2, level 3. They're doing some amazing things, and they're fast, and their fundamental skills are off the charts. They're some of the best mountain bikers in the world, and they're riding only flat pedals. So what's going on here? And not only that, they can spot somebody used to riding clipless pedals, and they correct them on the spot, and they'll go, I mean, you've been riding clipless? Have you ever rode flats before? And they'll call people out because they can recognize that technique, because you do get used to riding clipless and you get a little lazy. We'll talk about that later. And I was one of those people so used to riding clipless pedals, and I got corrected. And then I changed my style, and it really changed everything, learning flats. So let's take a closer look at what I'm talking about on flat pedals technique versus clipless pedal technique or lack of technique. One common complaint of flat pedals is that over rough terrain and technical terrain, the rider's feet will come off the pedal. And that's a serious complaint, no doubt. I agree with them. That's a problem that needs to be fixed. Well, riding flat pedals correctly will fix that problem. Now, not only will riding a flat pedal with the correct technique fix that problem where you're not doing that, but it starts at the feet and goes up to the knees, up to the legs, into the butt, into the back, into the shoulders, to the head, to the arms. Everything is affected by where your feet are positioned on the pedal. It's amazing. It'll change your riding style. Flat pedals will reinforce fundamental skills necessary to build a proper foundation to grow and be a better mountain biker and challenge yourself more effectively in the future and do it more safely. And you'll be more capable and smoother. That makes you faster. But wait a minute, you say. If you've been riding clipless for a long time, you were a roadie, you rode clipless, you're a mountain biker and you rode clipless. Clipless makes you faster because you're connected to the pedal. And when you spin the pedal, you get a better connection. Your feet won't come off. You can pull that pedal up. You get that pedal, pull it up through the back of the stroke. And you just keep it round, keep it going. It allows you to concentrate on leg speed, which helps you deliver power more efficiently. So you're faster. Boom. Court adjourned. Clipless is faster. Hold on a second. Let's say you are faster climbing. You're clipped in and you're going fast. And you're in front of the guy on flats. Maybe not by much, but you're faster. At least you feel faster and more secure. And you're shooting down that straight section. You're still fast and you're clipped in. And then all of a sudden you come up on something technical. And that's when clipless form will kind of show itself if you haven't adapted. You're riding heavier on your hands like a road bike. You're kind of on the balls of your feet, and you'll start to go a little faster the corners, and you'll notice your weight shifting kind of up out of the saddle, and you feel not very stable. You don't feel centered on the bike, so you have to brake. Well, you just lost your speed. You just lost your momentum. So what good did that do you? And what if there's a log in the trail you have to go over? You come up on that log, and you hit that log, boom, boom, and you hit that back of that log, and your weight kind of shifts forward, takes you off. Well, what if there's something else? If your weight's forward and up, what if there's another log? Where is your weight going to go when you're already up? It ain't going to go down, and it's not going to stay the same. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. You're going over the handlebars. Too many logs, too many rocks, longer rock garden, you're not going to fare very well. At least you're going to have to do is slow down dramatically so you've lost all your speed. And if you're going in a corner, you don't have your weight right, the way that a flat pedal would teach you, and you're clipped in, you'll have to brake for that too, because you won't have weight down, that tire digging into that terrain and really cutting through that corner. Again, losing speed. So anytime your weight is shifted forward or up without you wanting to, if the bike and the terrain dictate where your weight goes, I want to be here, and it goes here. If the bike and terrain dictate that, then they're controlling your ride and you're not. And you're losing momentum, you're losing speed, you're losing that smooth ride. You're having to physically fight, apply the brakes, and it's going to slow you down. And that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that you wreck. You lose grip, you lose control, wheel slides out, you get all skin up, or you go over the handlebars, or lose control and hit a tree. So anything that would unweight you on your pedals moves up your body and really shifts your weight off the bike where you want it to be. So was all that efficient speed you gained by being clipped in worth it? Of course, I know based on what I'm saying, I don't believe so. The answer would be no. So now you're like, okay, I'm gonna throw out my clipless pedals. I'm never gonna use them again. Is that what I'm saying? Absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. Don't think that I'm saying that. Shame on you. I'm not saying that. Before we throw out the baby with the bathwater, so to speak, the clipless pedal technology, which is great technology, versus the flat pedal, let's take a look at some things. Let me show you. Let's go out in the woods again on my bike. Look at some examples. All right, we're going to use 3 features for this experiment, going over a log, through a rock garden, and also down some stairs. Some real mountain biking type features. First, I'm going to show you going over this log, full speed, in flats, 2 different ways. Hard to tell, isn't it? Let's take a look at this in slow motion. Here is good form, and I say that because heels are dropped, weight is low. Now let's look at it another way. Here comes, this is really bad form. Since the feet are level on the pedals, when the bump hits the rear wheel and comes up, it also pushes my weight up. So you may be thinking, well, if you were clipped in, your feet would come off those pedals. So let's take a look, being clipped in, same way. Regular speed. Now let's slow it down a little bit. Look at that bad form. Here it comes. Feet were level with the pedals, and look at how those heels lift up. Those heels lift up, so do my knees, so does my butt, my back, shoulders, everything's lifting up off the bike. Now let's go through the rock garden regular speed. I'd like to take this time to thank my lovely assistant for helping me out this day shooting this video. She got a really good workout in. Okay, here I come. The heels are low, going through this rock garden, steady. I'm connected to the pedals, heels low, knees level, hips staying low as well. Now let's take a look at bad form where heels are not lowered, but more so level on the pedals. First bump, it is lifting the heels up off the pedal. Feet are lifting up. Everything works. As these feet move around so much, whole body is moving around with it, really making me unstable as I go through this rock garden. Let's put these side by side and take a look at good form on the left versus the bad form on the right. As I enter in the rock garden, you can already see so much more movement of my hips on the right side. And really, again, the trail and the bike are dictating where my body goes. So here I come through riding clipless through the same garden. That was nice and stable, good form. And here I come through again. That was with more level pedals. And let's put these side by side as well. Good form on the left, bad form on the right. You can already see heels lifting on the right, affecting knees lifting, hips lifting. That puts more weight on my upper body, more weight on the handlebars as well. Very dangerous. Next, let's look at the stairs. This one was not fun to shoot. My body did not want to do this incorrectly. I'm going through several ways. Flat pedals, right, wrong, clip, but let's just slow it down and just get down to the nitty gritty here. Here I come through, clipless pedals, good form, heels low. Everything's pretty steady. Even my head was staying very, very stable. I was able to keep my body low. Now we're going to come through again. Watch the form here. Look at those toes down, the way most people ride clipless pedals. And everything's moving, hips moving, shoulders moving. Let me freeze this at the end and look at my body position between these two forms. Each form leaves me in a different position. On the left was the good form. It keeps me in a low, crouched, ready position for the next obstacle. On the right, it's got me really I'm up and out off the frame. And what that does is it doesn't prepare me for the next feature as well as I was. And also, what if this had been steeper? These stairs are really not that extreme, but if they had been something a little steeper, a little off camber,
maybe not quite even stairs, but one high, one low, one high, one low, and then maybe even something soft at the end. I want that weight as low as possible. And that is what good form gives you. Helps you maintain your position. And that is where flat pedals help you remember and teach you body memory and muscle memory, how to keep it and doing it consistently.
So, how was that? So which would you rather be? A better mountain biker or a faster mountain biker? I ask you again. And I ask you a third question. Why not be both? With a little of effort from you, you could be both, better and faster. Let the flat pedal be your tutor. Start off on something easy, but not super comfortable, something with some features in it that will challenge you, that could bump and shift your weight around. And practice proper foot position technique on those flat pedals. And well, you'll know when you mess up. You'll know when you don't have your go, oh, my heels are up. I didn't have them down. Because you'll be going over a rock and you kind of feel your foot slip a little bit on the pedal. Either go up, slip a little bit, maybe come all the way heel up, and maybe just bounce off the pedal. So start with something slow where you don't hurt yourself. And I mentioned before, I used to ride clipless. And really, at that time, I wouldn't dream of riding flat pedals. That I was used to clipless. I could clip out quick. I thought I had it mastered because I knew how to clip out of them. I could do anything technical anybody else could do with no fear and just, bloop, I could just clip right out. It wasn't a problem. But I didn't realize how it was hurting my technique and was really setting me back in my riding. Another problem I had when I was riding clipless was I was used to weighting my hands more like most bicyclists on the road do. Well, my hands were going numb. And I was like, something's got to give on this. Why are my hands going numb? Well, when I started learning proper technique, riding flats, then I started dropping those heels, which bent my knees, and then utilized my big leg muscles and utilized the bigger butt muscles, which are way stronger than and more robust than your arm muscles. And they absorbed a lot more of the punishment as you ride. And what that did is it freed up my hands to brake, to shift, to steer, and I was able to really relax. And that, not only that, it relaxed my arms, relaxed my upper body. It made me more dynamic on the bike. I was more free to shift back and forth, side to side, wherever I needed to be on the bike. And I wasn't all tense. Helps release tension in the neck as well. So it really frees up the rest of your body when you let your feet do the thinking. A lot of times people just use their hands to they're just holding on for dear life. They've got that death grip on theirs and they're just ready to just block up the brakes at any time. And that's a lot of tension, and you'll feel that. You'll be wore out just from that before you ever get a great mountain bike ride in. I've learned a lot on flat pedals, and you can too. I still will put clipless, here's my Shimano Garmin Rally XC 100s promo on there. I'm a better mountain biker, and I have the efficiency of being clipped in. All that works together, and all I do is practice the same techniques on the flats. I do the same thing with my clipless. One thing I did do, it's very important, on my clipless shoes, I don't have them here, I don't need them here, I moved the cleat back to be more of a flat pedal position, and I will show you. I was on my ball of my foot, and I scooted the cleat back, so now I can easily have a more stable position, drop my heel just like I would if I was on a flat pedal. So the balls of your feet, that really lifts your weight farther up on the bike. Puts you in a kind of an awkward position where you really don't really have where to go if you get in trouble. So now when I switch over to clipless pedals, I'm more efficient on my climbs and in the straight, easier sections. If I want to stay seated, I can just pedal away It helps me with momentum as well. Going up a technical section, I can pull the pedals as well when I need maximum power and maximum spin. Also maintain my momentum through technical things, through corners. So it's kind of the best of both worlds when you learn first on flats. The biggest thing the flat pedal will do will build a solid and stable foundation for the rest of your mountain biking career. So if you go through a little bit of pain and suffering now, in other words, do something uncomfortable, learn on the flat pedals, and you'll learn valuable techniques and fundamental skills that you can add on for the rest of your mountain biking career. And when you go to clipless pedals, you're even better and faster. So the answer to the question, do you want to be a better mountain biker or a faster mountain biker? The answer is be both. And it will open up a whole new world of mountain biking to you. Well, hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it was very informative. If you have any questions or comments or even want to argue, leave the comments. I guess the war could still go on if you wanted to. Leave comments in the section below. Subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends. And we'll spread the word that we can all get along. Flat pedalers and the clipped-in clipless pedalers. Well, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Scott with Newbie Mountain Bike Love. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
The army of the flat pedals, we salute you, we embrace you. The armies of the Republic of the Clipless Pedals embrace you too, brother.